All right, looks like everything is working. Sound's working. It's not super loud, but it's working. So that's better than the last one, at least. I'll wait for it to get started. I'll wait for 6:30 to start. 3 more minutes. Somebody's here. Hello. Lean back so you can see me here. Lean up on me. Start the party. What's this cable? I have better cable management here. I can just lose this one. Mm. 3 more minutes. Cola Holiker, what's going on, my friend? I'm glad to see you. Can you hear me all right? I got this microphone over here. I'm not sure if it's close enough to me. Din Dog, hello. It's good to see you. Audio is 100%. I love hearing that. That's way better than the last one. The last one started off pretty bad, but I'll work with it. I'm not gonna. I'll wait a couple minutes to start the building this guy because I said I'd start at 6:30 and we're technically not there, or whatever time it is out on the other side of the world, depending on the case may be. We won't do that for a while. But it's good to be here. It really is. I felt pretty under the weather the last couple of days. Hopefully it doesn't really come through. And I should look over here. I'll take the seat. Pop that up a little bit for now. I'll have to pop it down when we start building. But yeah, I was under the weather for the last couple of days. It was 30 minutes past midnight. Thank you for staying up late to hang out with me, my man. Thank you. And Din Dog, thank you for joining me again. It's good to see you once again in the online world, although I can't wait to see you again at Cedar Point. It is. It is sunny. Hi, Mom. It is good to see you. Yeah, thank you. I'm feeling a lot better today. I really am. I thankfully she let me rest most of the day. She took the baby, and I got a chance to rest most of the day. I got up and I shaved my head and took a shower as if I was going to do something, productive, assuming that this is going to be productive. And 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, that is, ooh. And then you said that typically most of the buildings there don't have air conditioning too. So that is just absolutely brutal. Hopefully you got a water park nearby. I don't know what else to do. I agree. I agree. I as long as we can get a front row ride, I will definitely ride Corkscrew with you, Din Dog. I'm looking forward to that. My knees don't fit so good in any other row but that front row. But in that front row, I can stretch my legs all the way out, and it's really really nice. We're at 6:30, so I think we will get started. Hello to the 5 of you and bathtub. Yeah. You can get some really cool accessories for bathtub. Oh, this is interesting. I've never had one of them come with a paper covering before. It's always been like a plastic film. Chemcast is a thermoplastic, and in accordance with I don't know what it's supposed to say. It only says a little bit of it. Chemcast is a thermoplastic and accordance with LOCA. Hello, Andrew Drummond. Hello. High of 66 out there. Still mad at Cedar Point for not being able to ride Corkscrew. Not sure why that belt was so short. Never had that issue with any aero coaster. Corkscrew's got some issues besides just the seat belt. If I'm being quite honest, Corkscrew is. Let's see how this works. But the company who is in charge of taking care of it with Cedar Point has been gone since the 2000s, so it's understandable. Cedar Point's got an aero problem. If you think about it, they have a lot of coasters that I guess they can call S&S for parts if S&S has them, but Humidity is crushing in my part of North Carolina more than the heat, and it's still damn hot. And I've only been in North Carolina once. Back in the day when I was cool, we recorded an album in Winston-Salem when I was in a metal band. And I mean, it's a beautiful part of the country, but it was hot even then. Oh, this comes up way better than that plastic film once you can get it. I'm glad they changed this. Anybody else who builds the Nanocoasters, that came up all in one piece. That's really nice. Back in the day, Corkscrew didn't even have belts. That thing just came down your shoulders and that was it. Yeah, a lot of, I don't know why there's belts on Magnum. I don't know why there's belts on Corkscrew. There's a lot of, I guess, lawyers get involved, and there's plausible deniability. What, you know, like, if something goes wrong, they can point at the two systems of safety that the user had to bypass. Yeah, the blue plastic versus this, it's unreal. I've heard stories about that, about when Corkscrew first opened up, it went all the way down the midway, the lines to get into it. I assume it was from one of my parents, one of whom is in the chat right now, but I can't verify that 100%. I was at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina a few weeks back. I remember the humidity brutal. Oof. Yeah, I'm in Michigan, and I mean, it stays humid in Michigan pretty much year round because we're surrounded by the Great Lakes. But like even in the wintertime, it'll be like we can have our crisp, cool days where it's too cold for the humidity to come in. But a lot of the time, it's like the air is thick and cold. Hello from Wyoming. It's nice to meet you. Hello. Hello from Michigan. There's two people from Wyoming in the chat tonight. They're not from Wyoming, but in Wyoming. Oh, it was you. Okay, yeah. So that there in the chat is my mom, and she said she waited almost an hour for Corkscrew the first time when it opened up. Different times for sure. It's every time I've been to Corkscrew in the last, or every time I've been to Cedar Point in the last multiple years, Corkscrew's either been closed or been a walk-on. There's really no middle ground. I've never seen a line for it. Oh, that makes sense. I was wondering how, I guess, just the way that it works, the way the YouTube algorithm works. Is I was like, what a coincidence that there's two people from Wyoming, but you told her. That makes more sense. All right, where's my little clipper tool? Yeah, I've rode it only once this year, but I also walked right on it. And then walked right on the front row at that, so that tells you something. There's empty station. Got a lot of little clips to go here. I thought about doing this before the stream, but I realized that would cut the stream's time to almost nothing, and there wouldn't be a whole lot left. Oh boy, these clippers are not off to a good start. They don't want to do the first one. Not a good sign. There we go. Not a good sign, though. Ow, first one. Poked by the first one. And then not only did I get poked by the first one, but 2 or 3 days ago, I installed a ceiling fan in the baby's room. And as soon as I opened the box, I got a cardboard cut on my thumb underneath my nail. Just absolutely brutal. Stick of chapstick. I've heard that before. I might have heard that from you, honestly, if you've been to one of my live streams before. I'm going to go scare up a different clipping tool than these fingernail clippers because they have run their course, it seems, and they're not going to do the job. So I'm very sorry. I'll be right back, guys. Oh, hi, kitty. Clipping tool, clipping tool, clipping tool. All right. Terribly sorry about that. Toenail clippers. That might end up being where I'm at because I didn't find anything better. So I'm gonna sacrifice the toenail clippers and I'll buy new ones for my feet. That worked. Yeah, you guys are gonna be watching me struggle all night otherwise. I'm gonna open the window. It's a little toasty in here. You want up? Kitty kitty. Hopefully this doesn't. Hopefully the outside audio doesn't get a little too crazy for you, but either way, we'll be all right. All right, I'm gonna pull up. I have some list of things to bring up when I don't know what to talk about here. There we go. I can close this thing. I don't need that. And this would be smaller. Cool. So first off, I want to thank you guys for being obviously my most engaged and active followers by being here in the live stream. Because without you, there's absolutely no way I'd reach 400 subscribers. You guys who watch my videos are why anybody gets to see my videos. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that worked. I did a poll to see which one I would build out of this and Valraven. And I joked that because when you do those posts on YouTube, nobody ever really sees them. Like, I guess it depends. Really, you have to be on. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, at one point it was just my mom in the chat towards the end of it. That's okay though. I was doing it for fun, and it wasn't the whole time. Yeah, my Kingdom versus some Clippers is right. But yeah, so the last stream, it actually started out really, really strong. Like, I think YouTube must have fed it to people or suggested it to a bunch of people, but the audio was jacked. They just heard static and then they left. And I don't blame them. I would have left too. I don't like static any more than you do. But yeah, there wouldn't have been much of a stream if I had done this ahead of time, so I decided not to. I'm going to go down instead of across because it keeps its structure a little bit better. Yeah, today I actually did a little bit of experimenting with the audio beforehand, and I probably would have had the same issue had I not done so. So I'm glad that I had the time to set aside between taking a shower, making myself look nice, and making this sound nice. Air Force One. So I've never rode it. I've actually only been to Georgia, as I mentioned before, another one of those places I've only been back when I was getting paid to scream at people in a metal band. I've never been to Fun Spot. From what I hear, it's just the thank you. It's just the it's looks like it's going to be smarter for the corporation of Fun Spot America to lose the money of losing all their rides. Well, Andrew Drummond, thank you. And you have to let me know if you ever make the trip because it's just a 3-hour drive for me, and I'd love to join you. I'd like to get there as often as I can. It's been a bit of a wild summer. My car has not been in the best shape. Partially it's because I haven't kept up on the maintenance like I should, and partially because it's just old. The car is a 1999, so some things are just going to go bad by virtue of being old. I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely if you're coming from far away, I would even say it's worth a multiple day trip. Because it's very possible. I hear people say all the time it's impossible to get it all in one day. It's possible. You can ride everything there in one day. If it's a slow day and you have a fast lane, you can easily get on everything in one day. But you're rushing around. You're not getting re-rides on your favorite coasters or your favorite flat rides. It's a destination. It really is. But for roller coaster enthusiasts, it's a whole destination all its own. I always joke that it's a theme park, but the theme is look at all those roller coasters. Your AC broke in your car during the heat wave? Buddy, that is awful. I I've been avoiding driving mine for the last couple of weeks, and I drove it yesterday, and the AC was a little toasty, but I don't know if I just need to recharge it or if it's just because it was a short drive. I just went down the highway to my friend's house. One more on this one. Love it. What am I missing? The one I said I would come back to. I didn't. You. Just you. Yeah, is it like so here in the US, we can just buy the refill at the store? Oh yeah, I'm jealous of you didn't. I need a new car like that, but I don't. It's not in my near future. There's some great flat rides at Cedar Point. Right. Yeah, I'm not jealous of the payment. I am jealous of the 3-year-old car, but I'm not jealous of the 3-year-old car payment. That is for sure. I haven't been working as much. It's a slow season at work, and then I've been staying home with the baby most of the time while his mom works. So this is about as broke as I've ever been, but I'm not losing sleep about it. I'm taken care of. I was just about to ask that, Cola Holiker, if you could just buy the refrigerant or if you had it. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense that not just anybody can buy that dangerous noble gases and discharge them in their front yard. For convenience's sake, I'm glad that I have the system that I have, but you guys are probably making a better world over there. Just get him out of the sheet. Yeah, that's see what I can do. That's the name of the game. Luckily, there's not very many pieces on this one. I mean, which makes sense because there's not much to the corkscrew. So it's got the lift hill, airtime hill, which not all it sort of makes it the airtime hill is sort of its calling card that separates it from another any off the shelf arrow loop and corkscrew model. And then it's got its loop and its corkscrew, and then you're home. So there's not a lot of elements to this coaster. $120 to do the recharge. Yeah, I'm selfishly glad that I have my system in place here because I couldn't afford that. I'd just be living in the heat. It's $120 I could spend to get to Cedar Point. Of course, it'd be hot getting there. One of these days, I'm going to open up the Nanocoaster, and the pieces are all going to be separated, and the live stream is going to be 30 minutes long. I just roll the windows down. Yeah, you got to go fast. I agree with that, Din Dog. There really isn't that much air to the airtime hill. And then I can't even fit in the back seat to tell you if it's better there. Flush cutters. I'll definitely look into flush cutters. I'm going to step over to the side for just a moment so you don't all have to see me. Just rougher in the back. All right, well, I'm glad I missed it then, huh? There we go. Felt like I had to wipe my nose and didn't want to show the whole world that I was wiping my nose. Well, Andrew, if you were going to do another one, which one would you do? 4 windows down and foot to the floor. I guess, once again, Grandma's Way sounds like it's better for the environment, better for the world. But I'm selfishly going to enjoy the air conditioning in the world that I'm in. A little bit of selfishness is the human condition. Never built one of these Nanocoasters. It's thin aluminum. Yeah, very thin aluminum. Just the right size to get in between your skin when you poke yourself, which I did with the very first. Oh, there's a word for these. It's a Warhammer word. Can't remember what it is. For the little guys I'm cutting. The older I get, the less I can take the heat. I'm the exact opposite. The older I get, the less I can take the cold, which up until last year, the year before, 2 years ago, up until 2 years ago, the cold never bothered me one bit. I'd be outside in the cold. It didn't matter. Never bothered me an inch. But then when I quit drinking, I lost like 80 pounds over the course of a year. And that was all my fluff, all of my padding, all my insulation. That was all my insulation was made of beer and whiskey. So that's gone now. The ones I've ridden, I'm out of those at the moment. Got all of Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and Carowinds. Dollywood's next on my list. Cedar Point is too. I really want to go to Dollywood. I want to wait until my baby is a little bit older because there's so much for the whole family to do there. But Dollywood looks like one of the best parks in the country for sure. First ride I want to do in Lagoon. So I've actually I don't have the mental map of Lagoon put together. For aluminum, I think they have the. Oh, that's very kind, Cole Holliker. But yeah, Andrew Drummond. I was real big on beer and whiskey for a long time, but I had to hang it up. I'm not like I'm in the program or anything. Like you don't have to not mention it around me, but I had to call it quits. But I've dedicated all of my I call autistic spreadsheet energy that was on who made the best scotch and who made the best IPAs, and I've changed that around to be about thrill rides and coasters. So I think it's a healthy change. All right, one long track section piece left, and then the station and these two awesome supports. Look at those supports. And the sign. We'll start with the station. Just get it out of the way. Oh, there's only two. Yeah, that's all I've heard, and then from the videos that I've seen, Dollywood looks like one of the most beautiful places in the entire country. But although I've also heard that about Busch Gardens Williamsburg, so you'd have to give me some more insight on that. Well, everybody in their own time, Andrew. Everybody in their own time. I by no means do I want to hurry you, but I will tell you that it's still plenty of fun. In fact, some things are more fun without drinking. Like Cedar Point, for example. A day at a theme park is a lot more fun without drinking. Like I feel like even when I did drink at theme parks, like you never really drink like you drink at a bar. If you just drink enough to like sap your energy, like to drain your stamina. Yeah, Busch Gardens is definitely like I got so many places I want to go. This summer, I haven't been able to get to Cedar Point as often as I want. Being drunk, especially at Cedar Point, because there's no fucking shade. Or I was trying not to drop f bombs. There's no shade. You're just standing in line a lot. Like, who wants to get a buzz on to stand with strangers? And then, of course, you get the people who take it a little too far and end up on Cedar Point Cop Cam. No, that ride op's not allowed to talk to me. Well, that's best. Yeah, yeah, that is true. It is always entertaining. But yeah, separating drinking and driving is definitely the best way to if you're gonna drink, it's best not to drive. That's I could strongly endorse that. When I was drinking, I definitely drove more than I should have. I'm not proud of it. I one of my regrets I look back on from that era, but I definitely learned from it. I think you're coming out. No, you're still alive. They shouldn't let you ride when you're drunk. Yeah. So I mean, they don't exactly train the ride ops to identify like ride ops aren't trained like bartenders or bouncers. You know what I mean? Like I mean, they're obviously there's some level of training, but ride ops aren't held to the same standard of judging when somebody's intoxicated as somebody who's actually serving Witnessed a horrible accident yesterday when you left Cedar Point eastbound on Route 2. SUV was flipped. Oh no. Was that by the nuclear power plant? Din Dog? Oh, eastbound. Eastbound. I'm sorry. I'm a fool. Yeah, I don't know that route. I've only been to Cleveland once. Yeah. I imagine it's even more pronounced in Germany where like alcohol is so much a part of the culture. Yeah, I agree with that, Mom. I almost done. Almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more little clicks. This thing's getting more and more dangerous as the clicks go on. To answer your question from much earlier, Mom, Lagoon, I don't have a plan for what to do first and last at Lagoon. I do have a plan for what to do first and last at Adventureland, which we're going to stop at on our way to Lagoon. But with Lagoon, we have 2 days. So I sort of just assuming that we're going to get to ride everything and we'll sort of play it by ear. Like once we leave the campground, go see what the first ride that looks cool is. And then we'll ride the first one that looks cool, and then the second one that looks cool. And we got 2 days. We'll get them all. With Adventureland, oh, goodness. So, so you're at a carnival and you got a bunch of drunk 16-year-olds trying to convince you to let them on the zipper. You're a fighter. Oh, so yeah, no, you know all about the jaws of life and everything, all of that. You've seen the outcome. That's what an awesome job, by the way. Thank you for your service. I can't think of a more brave occupation. I can't think of one I respect more, honestly. I mean that. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Camera's over here, and then my monitor is to my left. I'm sorry, but I can't. I really can't think of an occupation I respect more than firefighters. No, don't bend. Don't bend. Don't bend. Thank you for your service as well, Cole Holliker. The hard part's done. Oh, that support got a little bent. We'll have to clean that up. We will have to clean that up. These little widow makers out of here. Now, I don't think that this one's going to have any real particular. I'm sorry to hear that. Bureaucracy is the bane of progress in so many situations. It's really a shame. All right, let's get this resituated so that I can get the less of me and more of the coaster. Here we go. You want up, kitty cat? She's deaf. I don't know why I talked to her. I talked to her for me. All right, so this is going to be the brake run. I don't think there's going to be real particular in what order I put these in because there's no overlaps. There's no helix. There's no... Ooh, you're gnarly. It includes the station. Or what's underneath the station, anyhow. This I need to have straight as an arrow. You know, drunk 16-year-olds at the fair. We didn't even have a zipper. Street Fighter, pendulum ride. Oh, the Street Fighter. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just the two side. Yeah, I was just looking that up the other day, doing research for a potential future video. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's from Parks. The company's called Parks or something or other. There's one. I'm gonna get a chance to ride one. Technical Park. That's right. I'm gonna get a chance to. I even have it in these notes. I think. Yes. Genesee County Fair. So at my local county fair this year, end of August, there's going to be, or there should be, a it's a Street Fighter Revolution, but it's called Star Dancer. I'm looking at the wrong way again. I'm going to move this over here so that I stop looking at myself thinking that that's where the live stream is taking place. The live stream is taking place to my right. Technical Park Street Fighter Revolution. That's one of the rides I want to ride at the county fair, my local county fair, the most at the end of August. How cool that that's like the one that the one to ride at your park growing up. The Revolution is somewhat different ride. Oh, so yours didn't do a full inversion. I've heard that the one that's traveling with my local fair sometimes does a full inversion, and at some parks they won't do it. They'll run it at less of a throttle so that it doesn't go all the way upside down. Boy, that went in like a dream. It's like I've done one of these before. Not too shabby. We'll do the start, lift, hill, and corkscrew next, or the lift, hill, and loop next, rather. When I was there, the Revolution model wasn't out yet. It would just swing to 120 left and right. Couldn't go upside down, no counter. Oh, that makes sense. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting a chance to ride on one of those. I really have not been going to my notes here, have I? I've been really focused on chat and the coaster. That's okay. I'm glad that there's enough chat where I don't need to keep going back to the notes. Thank you guys so much for that. But here, I'll put this somewhere because it's more in progress as it goes. Is the lighting still okay? I think I'm starting to lose sunshine here. I got a big locust tree in the front yard that it's awesome in the middle of the day for shade. But it does make it seem like evening comes a few hours before. Oh, that's another thing I'm concerned about. A lot of my plans for the year, I'm concerned about my height being an inhibiting factor on them. For example, one of the rides I'm most excited about for me and my mom's trip to Lagoon is the Samurai. It's the Mondial Top Scan, and I've heard pretty much horror stories about the Mondial Top Scan's restraints, about the Walk of Shame, but I'm not overly big around. I'm like, I was, but I'm not anymore. Since I quit drinking, I'm not. I'm sort of skinny. I'm coming to grips with it. I still feel like a big guy, but I'm really not big like I used to be. So maybe the top scan will be fine. But as far as if over the shoulder restraints are short from the shoulders to the hips, I'm in a lot of trouble. Like that's my problem on aero loopers. Legally, I'm too tall for gatekeeper, Din Dog, by 2 inches. but or at least like an inch and a half, I guess. But they have never bothered me on Gatekeeper. The only ride I've ever been stopped on and measured on is Millennium Force. I hate that. That's one of my biggest worries, honestly, about my video series. So I'm going to continue the video series about X Park for Giants. I'm going to get footage for Adventureland and Lagoon. Yeah, plane trips are brutal. I can't. I got first class legs and a coach wallet. And I don't mean a coach wallet. Yeah, so I'm hoping that the fair or that Lagoon doesn't have overly restrictive ride ops. I've found generally that ride ops are looking for people who are too short. They're not looking for people who are too tall. But Millennium Force has been a glaring exception to that rule almost every time I go. And oh, cat, please. That's my fault. Everybody say hi to Ellie. Bureaucracy is the bane of progress. I like that. I mean, I said it, but it's too true too often. Just think of how many people would still be doing good work at their jobs if bad management hadn't chased them out. Oh, I was wondering how they were going to have me do the corkscrews, and the answer is they're not. They're going to look like two little airtime hills on this. It's very interesting. Yeah, she did just bomb the entire thing, huh? I'm going to make sure there's no instructions telling me that to bend these. Do I bend them? No. No, I don't bend them. It'd be cool if I did, but it would just snap the aluminum. It would definitely just snap the aluminum. All right, all right. Don't want to do that. Don't want to snap the aluminum. What else is new? So right now you're listening to me on my new microphone that I got for Christmas. And then my awesome mom bought me a great new camera more recently, and the camera doesn't work with the microphone. So I've been using the camera, but the audio has gone back down to subpar quality. But not right now. Right now we're using the phone camera again and the new thing. I know that I could record the audio separately from the video and then layer them together in my video editing software. The problem with that is that I have to make a lot of cuts because I rarely do anything right on the first take. And it gets very complicated very quickly when you have to make sure that those cuts happen at the exact same point on both the audio track and the video track, and then both of them get moved in the exact same place in the exact same way. And then my computer is not the best, and my video editing software is not the best, and it's just introducing another situation for things to go drastically wrong, where I could feasibly have to scrap a video because I late in the process of making it. That's true. That's true. Thank you. The other day, one of my first videos came on just random while I was in the living room. And I was like, wow, it feels good to say this. I've gotten a lot better at this since then. Like I wasn't necessarily embarrassed at my old work, but it was very visible how much better my new work has gotten. It made me feel good. Anything worth doing, right? Same with these. This is a tough little bend. Sorry I'm being quiet. Hyper focus. What are you doing up there, cat? You see a bird? And we lost all of them. All of them back out. Let's go one by one and fold them. Oh. There's third bird attack yesterday at Cedar Point. Red-winged blackbird, I bet. They're going nuts this year. It is a bumper year for red-winged blackbirds, which I love them. I love watching them. I love looking at them. But boy, can we not coexist? Like, and it's not our fault, it's theirs. They're just so they're belligerent. They're belligerent birds. But I love them. Yeah, no, so unlike barn swallows and starlings, other birds that will swoop you, red-winged blackbirds are not that interested in averting themselves at the very last second. Not at all. Oh, come on. Come on. Friend was pooped on by a seagull at Cedar Point. That makes sense to me. They do two things, huh? They eat and then they follow it up. Yeah. We have a lot of big birds like that over here. Crows and ravens and seagulls. And we got turkeys running around. They are greasy. What's going on, big hat? My man. Interestingly, here seagulls have adapted where they'll either live by a body of water or a large parking lot where they can have a steady supply of food and a pretty consistent thermal updraft. Yeah, lot gulls. That's exactly right. So you can reliably see them at Walmart's, McDonald's. I love these little supports. Might be my favorite part of the whole build. Not because they're particularly like easy or hard or anything like that, but just what a cool little look. Gives it so much little character. River gulls. Hell, if you were in Frankfurt and you're in the town that our Frankfurt's named after, I imagine. We have a Frankfurt, Michigan. It's a tourist trap. People go there for the summer to vacation. That's the truth. Several years ago now, I went with my mom, who's here in the chat, to Yellowstone. Muskegon. Oh, yeah. I love Muskegon. It's got the best. Oh, man, that corkscrew look really did turn out awesome. I can't believe how cool that ends up looking. It really does end up looking just like the corkscrew, even though it doesn't twist. Hey, Google, activate warm-up.
Sure, activating 2 scenes.
Nope, didn't do anything. She doesn't listen to me no more. Well, that was honestly quicker than I thought it was going to be. Do my little station house. Are you falling? Do you need help? No? Okay. You want to be up there. You want to knock over everything. My life looked too organized for the cat, so everything must go. All these station buildings on the Nanocoasters, I feel like, look like Pizza Hut. Oh, this is going to be the piece that gives me trouble, the station? How interesting. Hi. Hello. You wanted to be on camera, huh? You just wanted the people to see your beauty. Oh, and your girth. Your beauty and your girth. Look at that. The whole world can see your belly. Come on. Come on. It's just a little hop. No, that won't support you. That won't support you. Come on. Jump. There you go. I guess I'll try to get the station while I'm leaning back because the cat doesn't want me leaning forward. But yeah, interestingly, that's the station piece that doesn't want to slot down into the, there we go. Sweet baby. You sweet baby. Where's your collar? Why are you naked? She got one of those breakaway collars so she can take it off all the time. Andrew, I've noticed that the Nanocoaster's actual website doesn't really have any currently functioning coasters. It's got like generic coasters and then old dead ones, like you said. But I actually got this one on clearance at Cedar Point 22 days ago. The shop underneath the Sky Ride had this. Oh, there's a little tab going to prevent me from getting this all the way down. The shop underneath the Sky Ride near the very front of the park had the Corkscrew, Wildcat, the old Schwarzkopf Wildcat, and Avalanche Run all clearanced out. And I could only afford one, but I got this one. It makes a lot of sense to me, Cola-holiker. And finished. There's the corkscrew in all its glory. And like I said, my favorite part, I think, is the actual corkscrew itself. Look how cool that ended up looking. It almost has a heart line. Like it's not perfect because it's a twisted piece of aluminum, but it almost has a heart line. You can almost see down it. How neat. All right, well, I'll set this aside and I'll pop this up and we can chat for a little bit longer about all the stuff in my notes here. We got dead coasters and corpse replicas. So in 3 days, there's a carnival at the flat lot downtown here in Flint. Yeah, the revolution. I agree. I really the arch support. Like, I mean, obviously, it's good that they found another way to hold up inverted roller coaster elements, but we did lose something in the beauty department when we lost those arches. I agree with that. But so July 2nd, which is Thursday, there's going to be a carnival downtown at the flat lot in Flint. So not just, I could really, so the water situation is only partially figured out. Ironically, this festival is called the Flint Water Festival, and this is like an annual thing that's been going on since like I guess I think it initially started to raise awareness for the situation. But so most houses did not have lead in Flint. Most houses. It's not all houses, but it's most houses no longer have lead service lines. And then also, I believe that we're no longer. So it's a little complicated, Cole Holliker, but so we drink water bottles. I mean, at this point, I'm a little spoiled. If they suddenly told us tomorrow that they've completely changed water supplies and flushed the entire system and everything was fine, I think I'd still probably stick with the bottles. They don't taste like this is what water tastes like to me now. It's kind of weird, but I mean, I can still obviously drink water that's not these RO bottles or whatever, but you get used to them when you drink just them for a long, long time. But so Thursday is the Flint Water Festival, and the carnival that's there is Elliot's Amusements. So no, the tap water is not safe in Flint. We don't drink the tap water. Uh, Even if I do have a dispenser in one of those 5-gallon jugs. We use that more for the baby than for me, but I have a big old cup that I'll fill up. And also, the thing I hate about these is putting them in a landfill. I just create garbage. So I use these. I refill this with the 5-gallon jug in the dispenser in the kitchen over and over and over again. This isn't the original water that started in it because of the dispenser, but we buy these too, mostly for convenience's sake. But it's really nice to be able to have one of these on hand, pour it into a bottle, put the formula in the bottle, give it to the baby, and now he's not crying anymore. Although he's getting a little old for that. But are you not? I'm not a bit. Yeah, if there's no market for it, then it doesn't sell. And I mean, when I was growing up, there was no market for it. Like when I was growing up, you could get like Evian and Perrier, the sparkling water, in that. But other than that, you weren't purchasing water in any. I mean, you could get the big camping jugs with the little pinch dispenser on the front, but that was pretty much it. This cat is just all about it. You just want the love and the limelight, huh? You just want the love, light, and the limelight. Kyle, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm getting better. My immune system, thankfully, is a hell of a lot better than my woman's and the baby's. So I'm getting better already. But oh, sound is not matching my lips. Could be a connection error. Hopefully on your end and not on mine, but I can't say for sure. Really hard to say. I'm not sure. Yeah, but Straight to hormones. I love you, Kyle. I missed you, man. We got to hang out soon. Colaholiker, when you get the US next, it's called Liquid Death. They sell Liquid Death is the number one, I'd say, like upcoming carbonated water company in the US, and they have a black can that's just bubbles and water. I love it. We have a soda stream too, so we can just make our own carbonated water there. Uh-oh. So it is happening on mine. All right. I'm not sure how to fix it, but we're going to do the rest of the. So the Liquid Death has a bunch of different flavors. I don't really like the flavor. Yeah, he's talking about you, Kyle. The Liquid Death has a bunch of flavors. I don't like the flavors, but the black can that's just water and bubbles, I stand by that one. I'll drink that all the time. Thursday, Carnival Flat Lot. They have a zipper. I love the zipper. I really want to ride the zipper. They have a tornado, which I didn't put what the tornado ride is. It looks like a scrambler type of ride, but suspended. They have the rock and roll, which looks like a tilt-a-whirl, but the seats invert instead of revolve. They go over on the yaw axis, I guess you'd call it. So the axis that goes like this. So you're rolling like a mouse wheel the whole time that you go over the tilt-a-whirl. And they have Cortina Bob's, which is the only traveling breakdance ride that exists. So I'm hoping to get up to that flat lot to check out those 4 rides. It's a maybe though, because that night we're going to go up north to Oscoda to the Osabo River, and we're going to swim around and do the 4th of July celebration. 2 weeks from now, me and my mom are going to Adventureland in Iowa on our way to Lagoon in Utah. We're going to drive all the way across the country. So videos coming out this week and next, or not this week. So a week from now and 2 weeks from now. Yeah, I'm definitely going to climb the hill. I'm climbing the hill Friday. Got to climb the hill. I've been doing it on Father's Day every year for the past 4 or 5 years. And this year on Father's Day, we stayed in Flint. So I did not get to climb the hill on my annual Father's Day climb of the hill. So I got to do that. That'll be July 3rd. Friday, July 3rd. Adventureland in 2 weeks. Lagoon 2 days after that. Camping at Lagoon. Going to get plenty of video from all of that. Videos beforehand that are going to be coming out are going to be ranking the rides that I want to ride at Adventureland. A tier list of all the rides at Lagoon that I can ride, because there's it is a family tradition. Last year I not only beat Dad, but I beat my son too, number 1 son. So I'm currently reigning family champion of climbing the hill. Now, of course, Dad's getting up to be in his 60s, and number 1 son's he's got to step it up if he wants to beat Dad still. So I'm enjoying being the reigning champ. I've always enjoyed being exceptional. This is no different. So in the cases that I'm exceptional, I enjoy it. In the cases that I'm not, I'm quiet. Isn't that the way it goes? But so this, I was there partially. I don't fully remember it, but I was there. So this week coming up is going to be the ranking all the rides at Adventureland that I want to ride. There's 15 of them. There's more rides at Adventureland. There's only 15 that I'm really looking forward to getting on. Probably not going to do the water park unless I don't know. There's a lot up in the air about Adventureland, because the trip's not about Adventureland. The trip is about Lagoon. But so this week, Adventureland ranking. Next week, Lagoon tier list. After that, I will be in Lagoon and Adventureland, so I'll be out on the road. Probably no full-length video the week after that because I won't have time to edit it. I'll be on the road and all of that. But I will maybe go live from Lagoon. Probably not go live from Adventureland because we don't have all day. But I'll probably go live from Lagoon at least for a little bit, show you guys something or other. I'll get plenty of footage on the GoPro. I was going to use the GoPro for this webcam, but it had a little trouble. And then again, not able to really get the microphone and the GoPro to jive with one another. We'll get, all in due time, So July 15th or 16th, depending on, I think it's going to be the 15th, I'll be at Adventureland. July 18th and 19th, I'll be at Lagoon. If anybody out there, is watching right now, feel free to come up and say hi to me at Lagoon. And then I'll fly home on July 20th. And at the end of July, there's the Iosco County Fair, where there's a rock-a-plane, which I'm hoping to get a chance to ride the rock-a-plane at Lagoon. If not, I'm looking forward to being able to pick it up here at the Iosco County Fair up in Oscoda. There's a Hurwitz paratrooper, which is a paratrooper at Adventureland, so I'll be able to know if I even care about it by then. The Wisdom Ride Sizzler's there. Sometime in early August, me and my woman and the baby and number one son are all going to try and make it to Michigan's Adventure. I want to get on Shivering Timbers again, obviously. We'll get a ride on Thunderhawk or ride on Wolverine Wildcat. I want to take the baby on Lakeside Gliders. He's big enough too. So Din Dog, I'm looking forward to it. There's two rocket-planes that I'm definitely going to be in close proximity to in the next month. So I might be able to ride two different ones. So knock on wood, fingers crossed. But I agree. More rides should ever know in their name. But so the baby is 35 inches tall right now. He's only 16 months old, but he's 35 inches tall, and he loves simulated roller coasters, simulated throw rides, being thrown around in my arms and whatnot. So if he grows another inch before August, then when we get to Michigan's Adventure, he's going to be able to ride a lot of kids' rides. I think he's going to really, really love it. But if he's not 35 or 36 inches by the time we get there, then he'll be able to do the splash pad and maybe the leapfrog drop tower. So I'm really hoping that he gets that extra inch in before we go. But if not, his mom medically can't do anything with G-forces or big adrenaline rushes. So yeah, his dad is a giant. He's got that going for him genetically. But even if he can't ride all the rides that I want him to be able to ride, he's going to love the splash pad and the pool and all that. So I know that too. Just because he's tall enough to doesn't mean he's mature enough to in some cases. So it definitely will vary from ride to ride. Obviously, the baby, just because the baby's tall enough to go on something that could flip him upside down or to pull some sort of crazy G-forces, doesn't mean that he should be on it. It's going to be a baby motivated thing. If he wants to ride on something that he's big enough to, then we'll address it then. And if he doesn't want to ride on anything, there's not going to be any pressure. He's one. But I'm looking forward to being able to give him the opportunity at least. Then after Michigan's Adventure, another thing about Michigan's Adventure is I really want to see how Enchanted Parks is running the place. They as most of you probably know, the Michigan's Adventure got sold from the Six Flags chain to a pretty much unheard of, unknown chain called Enchanted Parks just a couple of months ago, and they've been running the park all season. So I want to see if it's better, if it's worse, just how it's different. Make a video about that. It's something I'm interested in, so I imagine that some of you would want to see that too. After that, in mid to late August, me and my dad and my son, number one son, are going to go to Kings Island. The initial plan, even from late last year, the plan was to do Six Flags Great America in Gurnee. But so far this year, I've been sort of creeping on the Reddit of both. like the subreddit of Great America and the subreddit of Kings Island. Oh, that's interesting. I love Ryan the Ride Mechanic. I'll have to look for that video because that'd be very interesting to me. I'll have to make sure to watch it. Like me and his and the baby's mom both watch it so that we can have frame of reference for why those. Oh, it's a fog machine. Frame of reference for why the oh, just a few weeks ago. Well, that'll make it really easy to find. I'm definitely gonna watch that. Yeah, no, everybody loves Ryan the Ride Mechanic. He's awesome. He's one of the two great Ryans, because we also have El Toro Ryan. Everybody loves El Toro Ryan too. But so like I was saying, I've been creeping on the subreddit for Kings Island. I've been creeping on the subreddit for Great America. And every day somebody posts something from Kings Island, and it's like, great time, food was great, operations were great, love this place, can't get enough Kings Island, everything's wonderful. And then on the other hand, every day on the Six Flags Great America subreddit, you've got somebody saying operations were junk, one train operations on Goliath, three of the flagship rides are closed. I just keep seeing people have bad days at Six Flags Great America, and I keep seeing people have good days at Kings Island, and I only get one vacation. I'm going to go to the place that keeps getting the glowing reviews from the people in the community that are interested in the same things that I'm interested in. That just makes sense to me. So, I mean, there are so many rides at Great America that I really, really, really want to ride. There's the flying coaster. It's really like there are very few flying coasters left at all. The Superman flying coaster. I've been hearing mixed reviews about it from when I share that view with people that I'm really looking forward to it. That's one of my like bucket list coasters or whatever. They're like, you ride it for the pretzel loop, and that's disappointing. But I've heard all sorts of disparaging things like that about coasters that I love from enthusiasts. So I can't really put all my money on that. But there's so many coasters at Great America that I really, really, really want to ride. But again, I just keep hearing all these negative reviews, all these, I'm a season pass holder and this is the last year. I've been a prestige pass holder for 10 years and this is the last year. I just keep hearing people who love this park who are getting their feelings hurt by it. And I haven't even been there yet to get a chance to love it. I love you too, Mom. Thank you. Oh. Good thing the cat wasn't looking out there. A bird just almost hit the window. So out of the two, I only get one. I'm going to do Kings Island. Great America has a chance to win me back next year. I was really looking forward to riding Wrath of Rakshasa. I was really looking forward to riding the Goliath, the Batman invert, the Superman flying coaster, Raging Bull. I was really looking forward to riding Raging Bull. I keep hearing that they're running 1 to 2 trains on Raging Bull depending on the day. Backbeat Q didn't have any barbecue sauce. I would go inside. I don't know. You might see me turn a little bit into a Karen in that situation. If Backbeat Q didn't have any barbecue sauce on, how am I supposed to eat this meat? Like, that is, I agree, it's a serious situation. That's very possible. If it was the pump dispenser and I was there, you'd have seen me with the top off, spooning out servings onto my plate. Oh, honey mustard, yeah. So I guess it depends. If I had ribs, I'd be happy with honey mustard, as long as like some of the smokiness still came through. But I think if I had that sirloin and I was dipping it in the honey mustard, I'd really feel like I had settled, to put it mildly. I'd feel like I had settled. So Kings Island, honey mustard on pulled pork. Oh, that sounds good though. That does sound good. I love mustard on pulled pork. I do both barbecue sauce and mustard on my pulled pork sandwiches anyhow. Oh, that sounds so good. I'm having pulled pork this weekend. My dad's smoking a pork butt up north in Oscoda, so that's another thing I'm really looking forward to about this weekend coming up. 4th of July is great. It does get a little crowded up there, but I don't know. And then this year is weird because, obviously, lots of reasons to be less proud to be an American than usual this year, I guess is a diplomatic way of putting it. It's like, because somebody starts singing that I'm proud to be an American, you just sort of like the initial response is to ask them why. And that might be that's a bummer. But yeah, hopefully, thankfully to my international viewers like Cola Holliker, like you guys know that we're not all our government. Boy, do we hate our government. Most of us. Some of us are really, 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 really into it. I can't speak on them, but there you go. Yeah, you know exactly. Like, I didn't even know that guy. That's too funny. That's a very, very, very good analogy. Oh yeah, I keep hearing. I'm sure it's just sort of like a clickbait narrative that's trying to be pushed, but I keep hearing that the rest of the world was introduced to ranch dressing over the World Cup, and that is the cultural touchstone that has connected the United States with the rest of the world is the ranch dressing. So buttermilk and fat and garlic and salt brought us back. We can invade Venezuela, bomb Iran, say out loud in public that it's because we want money. like oh yeah, we bomb Venezuela because we want their oil, he says to the press on the oh, get me started. Get me all fired up. All right, I'm gonna move this so you don't ruin it. She actually did. She messed up the Magnum Nanocoaster a couple weeks ago getting up on the shelves, but I was able to bend it back into place. She's a heathen. This one is a heathen. What else is on my list of notes here? After Kings Island versus Great America, I have the Genesee County Fair. So the website for the Genesee County Fair says that it's Mid-America Shows, which I Google Mid-America Shows, and that doesn't exist. Oh, please stop stepping on the keyboard. I Googled Mid-America Shows, and Mid-America Shows doesn't exist, but North American Midway Entertainment came up when I had searched for Mid-America Shows. And they have like multiple levels of packages for Midways, so I don't actually know which Midway is coming to the Genesee County Fair. But North American Midway Entertainment owns a Pinfari Cyclone and another Cyclone from the company that bought the Cyclone model from Pinfari afterwards. I can't think of their name right this second. And they have a KMG X Drive, and they have a Star Dancer, the Technical Park Street Fighter Revolution, like what we were talking about earlier in the video. Interpark. Now I just said so much that I'm not sure which thing Interpark was a question for, because the KMG X Drive, the Star Dancer. Oh, is Interpark the one that bought Pinfari? I think it is. It's the Interpark Cyclone now. I think you're exactly right. Yes. So North American Midway Entertainment owns a Pinfari Cyclone. They own an Interpark Cyclone. They own a KMG X Drive. They own the Street Fighter Revolution. They got a bunch of different rides that I'm really interested in riding. But which ones they'll send to this county fair in mid-Michigan, I'm not sure. I'm definitely gonna check it out. By the end of August, like the baby should be like old enough to, big enough for carnival rides at the very least. And this is gonna be a fun time. Also, that's true. I was thinking about doing a video on all the Cyclones, but there's so many small Italian manufacturers putting together this same layout that I feel like no matter how long I made the video, it would not be exhaustive and also not be entertaining. I'd say. And then Mario Vespucci made a Cyclone, and then Diaglio Andretti made a Cyclone, and then Michael Corleone made a Cyclone, and it just like, how long can I make a video that's just, and then another small Italian manufacturer built the same roller coaster. And then on top of that, it's not like they all document, like it's not all well documented. Like a lot of these times, a lot of cases, Leonardo da Vinci, I forgot about his. He had that cool spinning car with the cannons. So yeah, lots of potential good rides at the Genesee County Fair, but I'm not sure which ones are actually going to show up. Then September, October, I want to do Hollow Weekends at Cedar Point again. Like I said, my woman can't do G-forces or big adrenaline rushes. She had surgery a long time ago, and so medically excluded from that. But she loves spooky stuff and haunted houses. So I think that bringing her to Hollow Weekends is going to be the way to get her to really, truly enjoy Cedar Point almost as much as I do. So really looking forward to taking her to Michigan's Adventure. Really looking forward to taking her to Cedar Point. In September, there's the Michigan State Fair in Detroit. I'm not going because it's on Woodward and 8 Mile. So it's like pretty much the most famously rough part of Detroit. Like worldwide, everybody knows about 8 Mile. The Fangs show. I'll take her to any of the shows she wants. Although I'm gonna try and get at least one coaster in during the haunt time, because the lines are so short and the night rides are so good, and a lot of the rides at Cedar Point during Halloween weekends have like special Halloween theming, like the fog machines in the tunnel on Siren's Curse. I feel like Magnum's Light Show is a little bit different during Halloween weekends, or at least it seemed like it last time I went. So I definitely don't want to just do the haunted attractions, but I will do the haunted attractions. Oh, Detroit, the entirety of Detroit has a lot of bad parts. Not all of them are called Detroit because the metro area is so big. Like so many towns have been swallowed up by the megalopolis, I guess you'd call it, of Detroit. But there's a lot of really, really rough parts in Detroit. And then, so Eminem famously made a movie about 8 Mile, which is a road. Detroit has I like DFW, or not the DF, but DTW airport there. Halloween night last year, the lines were really short. I just sat the Fang show the whole time the park was empty. I really want to go on Halloween night. I didn't make it on Halloween night I went to Halloween weekends last year twice, but I didn't go on actual Halloween night. I went on September 26th and I went on November 2nd. So either side of Halloween. I really want to go on Halloween night. I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk her into it, but if I can, like the park being empty, that sounds like a dream to me. I really, really, really want to go to that. Fingers crossed. And then after that, Cedar Point closing day, and if I can swing it, and after that's my plans for the summer. So that'll be the end of coaster season. Really, there's a small chance that I'll be able to go to 10-minute wait for Millie. Stop. Oh, don't talk to me like that. That's funny. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make that happen. There's like I was saying, there's a small chance that I'll be able to make it to all of the Universal parks except for Epic Universe this winter. A friend of mine, he's a regular at my work, but he's one of the cooler regulars in my work. One of the ones that I talk to fairly often every time I see him. He said that he has a pass to the Universal parks. It doesn't get him in the Epic Universe, but it gets him into all the other ones. And that he's not going to be able to use it this year because there's a medical situation in his family. I want to ride Stardust Racers too, but he said that if I could find a way to get to Orlando, that he would probably just give me the passes. And so I'm not going to hold him to it because he just said that one time. But if he meant it, and if he really meant that I can have them, then when my dad, who's a snowbird now, goes to drive his RV down to Florida for the season, I'm just going to get in the RV. And I'll go to all the Universal parks on the pass, and I'll fly myself back up. Allegiant has like $100 airline, or at least they did last year. I don't know how inflation is going to affect the Allegiant cheap airfare, but Allegiant had $100 airfare from Florida to Flint. I can't argue with that. If I can get that pass, it's going to happen. So probably won't get Stardust Racers in that trip, but all the other ones, there's a lot of good coasters in all the Universal parks. Besides, obviously the best ones in Epic Universe, but lots of coasters I want to ride there. And then if that can happen, that will thankfully make it so the long stretch of no thrill rides from November to May is broken up a little bit. I'm risking my life flying Allegiant. I like that. I like that. That makes it more exciting, right? It's like the feeling when your restraints are really loose on Skyhawk on the S&S Scream and Swing, and you feel like you're gonna fall right out. Too good. All I have left on my notes here are future ideas for videos. I already mentioned the Adventureland top 15 in the Lagoon tier list. And then I'm going to do the Adventureland trip report and review, the Lagoon trip report and review. I'm going to do Adventureland for Giants. I'm going to do Lagoon for Giants. I'm going to do, I have a video I've been working on. I've had the script written for a while, but there's a couple pieces I need to tighten up. That's the Fast Lane Plus at Cedar Point ride by ride. But I did see like 3 or 4 days ago that a much bigger coaster YouTuber came out with a video about the Fast Lane at Cedar Point. I haven't watched it yet, but if I watch it and it just says all the exact same things that I'm going to say, I'm probably going to scrap my video, as unfortunate as it is. I know that I can still do things that the bigger coaster YouTubers do, but I don't want to do things that look like I'm just sort of like hopping on a trend or following on their coattails. Like I really don't. That's not for me. So if my video is different enough from their video, then my video will still come out. If it's not, then it'll get scrapped. Gatita can cook. Well, you have a wonderful day too. Thank you. So after Fastlane Plus, I have that video I was talking about the Pinfari Cyclone. If I can polish that up into something tight that's not just about, and then this person ripped them off, and then that person ripped them off. If I can tighten that up into a video that's worth watching, the armband is, I mean, I bought it twice now, and I'm not a rich person by any means. It hurt buying it both times, but walking onto Valraven and seeing the line every time, oh man, it's all right. I'm probably going to make the Fastlane video, but again, I have to watch the bigger coaster YouTubers video and make sure that I'm adding something to the conversation. If our videos are the same, then I'm not going to put out mine. But Pinfari Cyclone video I might make, again, if I can tighten that up. I want to do a deep dive on the Raptor at Cedar Point. I love the Raptor, and similar to like my Siren's Curse deep dive. I didn't really, like I said, that video didn't get all that much attention, but I liked making it. I like the format. I want to do a video about all the junk on my walls. Yeah, no. If oh, there's a clone of Raptor. I'm not aware. Tell me about it. Let me get my notes out. Tell me about the Raptor clone. Is it a 1-to-1 clone of Raptor? A mirror image, Wally Gator Grand Est. Wally Gator. That is by Luxembourg, Northeast France. Oh, they've chopped it up and moved it too. A mirror image Raptor. So you go up and fall to the right, pull a loop, roll, Cobra roll. Cobra roll to the right then. Isn't it funny how, and now I feel like maybe I'm getting, I say off topic like there's a topic to this video. Isn't it funny how many parks seem to have, and then this is particularly relevant right now, how many parks have historically bought one B&M or bought one RMC in the case of Fun Spot Atlanta, and really just went all in on this. And then the entire rest of the lineup, you can tell that they were like financially crippled by their one purchase, and they never were able to buy anything like even approaching that tier ever again. Like, I think that's probably, like, if we're being realistic, that's why Fun Spot Atlanta is closing. Like, the Fun Spot Atlanta is closing because they spent $20 million on one ride, and it doesn't like, it brought people in, but they're people like us who come in, ride the same ride ride the good rides over and over and over again, and then go home and tell all their friends about it. Like, it didn't bring in more families. It didn't bring in more campers. It didn't make them money. Like, it was yeah, no, you're absolutely right. They should have bought a Raptor. If they'd have bought a Raptor off the shelf, they'd still be open right now. But they spent $20 million on a custom roller coaster. That John Airy guy had to have one of the best roller coasters in the world, and he had to have his name on it. That's all it comes down to. And now it's toast. Like his hubris is going to cause the destruction of these rides. And yeah, no, you're exactly right. If he needed his name on a roller coaster, it could have been any roller coaster. But he needed his name on a $20 million like world class roller coaster, even though it was not going to bring a significant amount of people into his park. And it didn't. We can see now that it didn't. Colaholiker, that's exactly what I'm talking about. These parks, like even like some parks will get away with it, but it's still, you can feel it in the rest of the park. Like I think it's Dorney Park has 3 B&Ms and then a whole lot of flat rides and the Demon Drop. Like they can't afford to buy a bunch of other stuff because they have 3 B&Ms and they have to maintain 3 B&Ms, and who knows what they spent on them to begin with. Like, even buying one relocated costs that park that you're talking about, Colaholic, enough where it's taken them 15 years to get another relocated coaster. Or I don't even know if a Tivoli's a coaster or a flat ride. Maybe I'm. Zero Tivoli. It's a coaster. Oh, but you're getting a relocated family coaster, and it's probably because they spent who knows how much on somebody else's B&M. And then the very last thing I have on my list is for future ideas for videos is actually for my second channel. I have another channel. It's mostly Planet Coaster 2 stuff, like designs for roller coasters, POV videos of roller coasters that I made on Planet Coaster 2. There's other video game junk on there too, like game glitches. I play Baldur's Gate, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, stuff like that. But it's mostly Planet Coaster 2 stuff. And on Planet Coaster 2, I've recently had somebody on Reddit ask me why their Aero 4D coaster wasn't working out right. And I happen to have spent a lot of time on Planet Coaster 2 figuring out exactly what makes the Tormentor will run. But trying to figure out exactly what makes what makes it work, like what makes how to build the Aero 4D coasters in the game. It's really easy to mess them up, and I found out exactly what not to do. And I was thinking about making a video, an instructional video, like a tutorial video on the second channel about how to make an Aero 4D coaster in Planet Coaster 2. But besides, after that, that's all the ideas that I have on the list for videos the next couple of months. So I'm gonna have to get back to the drawing board too and write some more scripts. When do I think? Oh, Monster doesn't have a mid-course brake run. Oh, so but that's the mirrored Raptor. So if you're tearing through that mid-course brake run, that helix immediately afterwards has got to like rip your feet off. I wish I could ride that. I don't know if I'll ever make it to France. I always joke that my ancestors risked life and limb to pack themselves into a boat like sardines and cross the ocean when it took months to cross the ocean to get out of Europe, and I would be doing them a disservice if I went back. But I know I'm just joking. It's a joke. I actually had tickets to go to Wacken Open Air in Schleswig-Holstein in Germany in 2020, but this weird thing happened and the whole world shut down. So I wasn't allowed to go to Germany. Nobody was. I still have like the patches and stuff and the tickets, the physical tickets for Wacken, but nobody went. Wacken 2020 didn't happen. So I've never been to Europe, and I don't know when I'll ever have the opportunity to go, but I would love to. For the coasters alone, like Europa Park. I seen a video yesterday on YouTube about the Zeppelin that they have at Europa Park, and it is, I want to fly on that thing so bad. It looks so cool, and it's filled with helium, not hydrogen, so it won't explode like the Hindenburg. But it is awesome. I really like. There's so much cool stuff in Europe I want to see one day. As far as when I think Tormenta will open, somebody commented on my Tormenta short the other day and said that the trains have been removed from the track, which is pretty much terrible news. Like, as bad a news as you can get. Thank you, Roach Ball. Thank you. I appreciate that. But Tormenta, I'm not sure what the problem is. My hope, I guess, is that they had they've identified what rattling situation is going on, and that it was too pronounced on this coaster, and they're like, we have to get it completely squared away before we can open it up. Because I see POV videos of like Wrath of Rakshasa, and if you ride Wrath of Rakshasa in what my favorite dive coaster seat, the back left seat, the POV videos of Wrath of Rakshasa in that back seat you are actually wobbling like it's got a rhythm to it. It's like what's the word I'm looking for? A frequency, like a resonant frequency situation, where a sympathetic frequency, where the first wobble on these and I think Raptera has sort of the same situation. I don't necessarily want the safest seat though, and that's the thing. I want the full experience, but I'd rather it not shake me like a unwanted newborn. I just like I don't know, but if if Tormenta shakes like Wrath shook, or if Tormenta shakes like Wrath shakes, then 300 feet is and almost 100 miles an hour is going to be, it's too much. It's going to be too much for the general public no matter what. Oh, and you're absolutely right that it's every single one of those shakes is upward stress on a part of the track that's supposed to be holding up. Like every wobble is putting forces on the coaster that it absolutely is not supposed to be undergoing. So, and I've at this point, I've asked and heard 1,000 different explanations for why the coasters are rattling. I've heard people say that it's in the footers and the supports. I've heard people say that it's in the suspension, like the rings and other pieces of mechanical junk that keeps the wheels on the train and keeps the wheels on the track. I've heard that it's the wheels. I've heard that it's the axles. I've heard everybody has said something for what they think it is. But one thing that I haven't heard is B&M says it's this, and B&M has a plan to fix it. Mass dampers on the train sounds like that's yeah. But then mass dampers, from my understanding of mass dampers, they're heavy as hell. So then, like in a lot of cases, a mass damper is a mostly full aquarium. You know what I mean? Like it's a bunch of water that sloshes around to prevent, like in a very specified, fine-tuned, engineered way. It's a bunch of water sloshing around. So if you have designed these coasters, already the biggest coaster trains that are out there, like obviously not the 10 across ones like on Yukon Striker, but you got these massive. Yeah, I hope not. If it's saving them money, it's definitely costing them more in reputation. It's costing them more in their standing in the industry. And when if everybody all of a sudden knew that Jaguars or Lamborghinis were being made as cheaply as possible to cut costs, then nobody would ever buy them ever again. Because the only reason anybody ever bought Jaguars and Lamborghinis was for the luxury, the sports car, muscle car, luxury car status for the exactly. Dropping quality while keeping price up is suicide, and that's what it looks like right now. Like I have to believe, I have to hope at least that they don't know what's wrong. Because if they do know what's wrong and they're just not fixing it, then we're just watching like the slow death of what was one of the greatest roller coaster companies in the entire world, like the slow suicide of it. And it's I don't know, it's something. Oh, well, we're actually coming up on. It's been almost 2 hours, an hour and 45 minutes. I've been done with the Nanocoaster for some time. I think I'm going to show off all 3 Nanocoasters. Oh, I didn't fold down some of these bottom tabs. There's one. And there's one. There we go. Yeah, we live in the reality where Vekoma makes glass smooth rides that people want to travel the world to ride, like Siren's Curse and Circuit Breaker. And B&M is often the butt of jokes. We're in opposite world, clown world. It's something. I'm gonna steal this. No, that Siren's Curse and the SLC were made by the same company is just absolutely bonkers. We're all living in a world that we don't understand. You are not alone there. Forgive the messy room, but before I go, I'll just show some of the stuff here. I got the Magnum Nanocoaster and the picture. Oh, let me come up and actually get in on that. Sorry, kitty. I gotta stand up. All right, let me get in on this. This is the Nanocoaster of the Magnum and the picture from the first day of me ever riding it. That's me there. I have a full head of hair, no beard. It's got the date on the inside. I can tell you if I'm 11 or 10. Slide down a little bit. 6/8/2000. So I was born in February of '89. I would have been 11. It was me at 11 years old riding the Magnum. And here's my Shivering Timbers Nano. And my little Viking ship. Actually an incense burner, but I basically never burn incense in it. Got cool little Viking soap. It's too cool to use. My skull. My little rock cairn. And up here I have some decoration and stuff. There's that Raven sticker. And when we get 100 more subscribers, or 90 more subscribers now, we're building this one next. And before we do that, I will get a new tool for cutting the pieces from the board. In fact, let's pop it open real quick while I got you guys here. All 8 of you. Wow. Thank you guys for sticking around this whole time. That's awesome. This went way better than the last one. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. That's what I'll be dealing with next time. Look at all those. I definitely got to get. Oh, that dive loop looks so cool. Got to get a new tool for clipping these little sprues. That's the word, for these sprues, before I get to 500 subscribers, or I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And I need new toenail clippers because I just ruined these. But it was worth it. I need proper clippers without Raven. That is a lot of sprues. And also, what is with my brain where I took the entire 2-hour live stream before I could come up with the word sprues. Now, well. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. This was awesome. This went way better than I expected, really, or what, like, I mean, it went way better than the first 2, that's for sure. It was awesome. I feel like I really had, like, sort of like, you guys are part of my core community here in the comments section, so it was really awesome having you with me the whole time. I know there's a couple of my core commenters who are going to be watching this afterwards as the video on demand instead of during a live stream. Nothing wrong with that. That's okay too. I really appreciate you for watching that. But for those of you who are right here with me right now, you made this a living thing. You made what could have been some nerd in his den sitting with his cat. Oh, cat wants out. Did you figure it out? All right, the cat wants out. You made some nerd in his den hanging out with his cat and building a model into a living and social thing. And it really means the world to me. I can't stress it enough. I would not just say that. I thank you. This was awesome. 90 more subscribers, and we'll be building Valraven together. Nothing wrong with a nerd in his den with his cat. I appreciate you saying so, Roach Ball. So shout out to watching with my two cats. Ouch. Oh, get some sleep, Coalaholic. Get some sleep. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm looking forward to this week coming up. Like I said, I'll post the video about how excited I am about, or the top 15 rides from Adventureland before I end up there. That's awesome. I love a day off, especially the day off in the middle of the week. Ooh, love a day off. But Adventureland video this week, Lagoon video next week, and then I'm at Adventureland and Lagoon. So there probably won't be a full edited, like sculpted video for you guys that week, but I'll do a little bit of live action. I'll do some shorts, plenty of the little YouTube shorts, because this thing gets some real pretty video. So YouTube shorts of off-ride footage. You can expect that while I'm at Adventureland and while I'm at Lagoon. And after that, we'll see what's next. Obviously, trip reports from those places. But thank you. Safe travels to you guys as well. Din Dog, I look forward to seeing you at Cedar Point again soon. Coalaholic, get some sleep. Roach Ball, thank you. Pet your cats for me. Andrew, if you're still here, thank you for hanging out. Anthony. I know Mom had to leave earlier. Kyle, if you're still here, I missed you. Oh, yeah, the dragon. I was really looking forward to riding the dragon. I would have rather ride the dragon than the SNS free spin that they have there. And also, they might not let me on the SNS free spin because the max height is like 6'4" or 6'5", and I'm 6'7.5". So, but hopefully, I'll be able to ride that. But safe travels to you guys. Have a good night, and I will see you in the next one. Vertical Drop Viking out.